Africa Investor Today is proudly brought to you in association with Petro SA and Afrexim Bank. Hello and welcome to Africa Investor Today. We begin this bulletin with news on politics and economy. The MDC in Zimbabwe has ended its boycott of the new unity government and will give President Robert Mugabe a month to fully implement their power-sharing deal. The Prime Minister, Morgan Tsvangirai, said the decision was taken at a SADC meeting that ended the worst political crisis since the administration was formed in February. The Prime Minister said, and I quote, "We have suspended our disengagement from the GPA with immediate effect, and we will give President Robert Mugabe 30 days to implement the agreement on the pertinent issues we are concerned about," unquote. Tsvangirai's Movement for Democratic Change, the MDC, began boycotting cabinet meetings with Mugabe's ZANU-PF last month in a dispute over the implementation of the power-sharing deal they reached after a disputed election. Western donors are reluctant to send funds to Zimbabwe until a stable government creates a democracy that can implement political and economic reforms. And President Barack Obama said Botswana is one of the extraordinary success stories in Africa and a great partner to the U.S. Obama cited more than 40 years of good governance and sound economic management in the landlocked Southern African country after a White House meeting with Botswana's President Ian Khama. The two leaders met to discuss regional issues, including the spread of HIV across Africa, and Obama campaigned on a vow to increase funding for global pandemics, including HIV/AIDS, in his proposed budget released earlier this year, doubled U.S. foreign assistance to $50 billion. Botswana has the world's second highest HIV infection rate and last year agreed to borrow $48.7 million from the World Bank to fight the disease. Almost 1 in 4 people between the ages of 15 and 49 in Botswana are HIV positive, according to the website of the United Nations AIDS Agency. More news coming up right after this break. Stay with us.
Redefining energy means redefining life. At the Petroleum, Oil and Gas Corporation of South Africa, our commitment to greater innovation and greener fuels has made us pioneers in the field of gas-to-liquids technology. It has also earned us worldwide recognition for producing the cleanest fuels through environmentally friendly processes. That's how we've become the international leader in diesel technology. Through pure innovation, pure energy, pure brilliance.
And in banking and finance news, the National Bank of Kenya, a state-owned lender's net income in the 9 months to September 30th has climbed 8.9% as loans advanced. Net profit climbed to 972.8 million shillings or 3.59 shillings per share. Net interest income, the money that the bank makes from loans, advanced to 2.49 billion shillings from 2.32 billion earlier this year. And in other news, FinBank is set to introduce the Islamic banking system into the Nigerian financial system. The bank had earlier embarked on a similar project in the Gambia, and while speaking at the Chartered Institute of Bankers workshop on non-interest banking, the managing director of FinBank, Mrs. Suzanne Iroshe, stated that the bank's successes with its successful implementation of Islamic banking in the Gambia had motivated it to adopt the system in the country. FinBank's acquisition of 70% shareholding in the Arab Gambia Islamic Bank was a means of educating staff of the bank on functionalities of Islamic banking in its preparation for its introduction to Nigeria. And with that, Nigeria's central bank governor Sanusi Lamido began a working visit to the Gambia last week on invitation of the Gambian Apex Bank. According to sources, while in the Gambia, Governor Sanusi will meet bankers, business people and other key players in the Gambian financial sector and is expected to make presentations on recent banking reforms carried out in Nigeria. Nigerian business has grown in the Gambia over the past few years, especially in the insurance, aviation and banking sectors. You're watching Africa Investor Today. Stay with us as we take a short break.
Afrexim Bank is Africa's leading trade finance bank, an organization dedicated to promoting African trade through credit, risk-bearing and advisory services. We pride ourselves on having local presence throughout the continent and are committed to extending our award-winning trade and project finance programs to unlock private sector development continent-wide. We invite you to become a part of our vision for a strong Africa in a changing world. If you trade within Africa, contact us to support you.
And in companies and markets news, Eskom's board had to choose between CEO Jacob Marocha and Chairman Bobby Godsell, and they chose Godsell. Now Eskom must find someone to take on the country's most unpopular job. Yesterday, Godsell told staff at Eskom's head office at Megawatt Park in Sunninghill, Johannesburg, that Marocha had resigned. A media briefing on the matter was cancelled at the last minute as Godsell rushed off to an urgent meeting about the matter. It's believed Marocha is trying to withdraw his resignation. He was not at Megawatt Park on Friday. There have also been reports of the President of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, getting involved in the matter. It's believed that tensions revolved around issues of corporate governance and the board's desire to have a greater involvement in the running of the state-owned business, while Marocha wanted less board involvement. And British mobile phone operator the Vodafone Group said it was ready to talk to Ghana about its purchase of a controlling stake in Ghana Telecommunications. Ghana's government had said earlier in the week it backed Vodafone's $900 million purchase of the 70% stake in GT, but wanted to clarify a few issues. The move came 2 weeks after a Ghanaian government committee ruled the deal illegal, unnerving investors. The government committee said the price was too low, that the government did not receive an adequate return, and that Ghana should have retained Ghana Telecom's national fiber optic cable as a strategic asset. Concerns over the Vodafone deal coincide with Ghana's review of a reported multi-billion-dollar deal by U.S. oil company Exxon to purchase Cosmos Energy's stake in the giant offshore Jubilee oil field. Analysts have said the confusion over the two major deals could risk scaring off foreign investment. We bring you more news when we come back. This is Africa Investor Today. Stay with us.
Africa Investor, the leading African investment magazine, is essential reading for investors in Africa, filled with the very latest in Pan-African investment and finance news. In addition, log on to africa-investor.com to find out more about our exciting capital market infrastructure and tourism events, and our long-standing investable Africa Investor 100 Index Series, which tracks over $600 billion of African equities. Doing business in Africa, you can't afford to be without Africa Investor.
In infrastructure news, the South African government has withdrawn from its contract with Airbus to buy 8 strategic airlift military aircraft and hopes that the 2.9 billion rand already spent on the acquisition of the planes can be recovered as Airbus missed critical production deadlines. The price tag for the aircraft had ballooned from the original 17 billion rand to a staggering 47 billion last month. Airbus Military said yesterday it was surprised by the announcement. Industry experts said SAA not getting the Airbus meant it would not have replacement aircraft for its aging fleet of C-130s, likely to be decommissioned from 2016. The first of the Airbus A400M aircraft were to have been delivered next year, but the project is about 4 years behind schedule, and a first flight scheduled for January last year has still not taken place. And China is pushing for a greater role in the development of Kenya's infrastructure, an area with significant untapped potential for Chinese firms, according to Zhai Jun, the Assistant Foreign Minister. In his knowledge, China has so far invested about $70 million into Kenya. Though this figure is not very large, he will continue to encourage the Chinese business community to invest in Kenya in areas such as infrastructure. The officials spoke ahead of a high-level ministerial conference opening in Egypt this weekend, where China will roll out a new package of aid and soft loans aimed at boosting Africa's development. It will also review promises made to the continent's leaders at the China-Africa Summit in 2006, including the doubling of aid, provision of $5 billion in soft loans and preferential buyer's credits, and a new investment fund to increase Chinese presence on the continent. And that's it for today's Africa Investor News. Thank you for being with us. From myself, Avon Middleton, and the team, have a great week. For more information on African investment news, log on to www.africa-investor.com. Goodbye. Africa Investor Today is proudly brought to you in association with Petro SA and Afrexim Bank.